very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. Let's start with the top story. India hit out at Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif for his speech at the United Nations General Assembly, accusing Islamabad of glorifying terrorism and distorting facts, excising India's right of reply at the United Nations General Assembly after Shehbaz Sharif's address. First Secretary in India's permanent mission to the UN, Petal Gahlot, launched a sharp rebuttal. Gahlot began her rebuttal with, "Mr. President, this assembly witnessed absurd theatrics in the morning from the Prime Minister of Pakistan, who once again glorified terrorism that is so central to their foreign policy." She further reminded the assembly that at the UN Security Council on April 25, 2025, Pakistan shielded the Resistant Front, a Pakistani-sponsored terror outfit, from responsibility for the barbaric massacre of tourists in Jammu and Kashmir. India's response came after Sharif used his speech at the UNGA to raise the Kashmir issue. Let's in fact listen in to India's sharp rebuttal.
Long-standing national position. Where terrorism is concerned, we are making it clear that there will be no distinction between the terrorists and their sponsors. Both will be held accountable. Nor will we allow terrorism to be practiced under the cover of a nuclear blackmail. India will never bow to such threats.
All right, we are joined by Aditya Vadhavan, who will give us some more details on this issue. Aditya, some really controversial statements there coming out from the Prime Minister of Pakistan. How do you think India will now respond to this?
Well, absolutely. When Shivani, if you see, the Pakistani prime ministers have been, have the habit of telling lies at the global stage at the United Nations, and on several occasions, the Pakistanis have been confronted by the Indian side at the United Nations General Assembly, because now the world knows that, Pakistan perpetrates terrorism, Pakistan supports terrorism, and Pakistan is in heaven of, is a safe haven for the terrorists, and it is an exporter of terrorism to the world. So at this juncture, completely, the Pakistani side has been completely, unmasked because due to its sinister activities, and definitely the Indian side will give a befitting reply to the Pakistani side at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, and from here it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario, because Pakistan has been now is on the verge of getting in the grey list of the Financial Action Task Force for terror financing, and it needs to be seen. And the economy and the current condition of Pakistan is also not very good, and it is in a deep trouble, the Pakistani state. Yes, Shivani.
Aditya, we've seen that Pakistan also has been holding meetings yesterday. Apart from that controversial speech that the Prime Minister of Pakistan made, we've also seen that he met US President Donald Trump at the Oval Office. So what are you picking up on? How is India going to react to that meeting? Because Pakistan has in fact pushed that meeting. We had no word from the White House. However, Pakistan is pushing forward the images that have come out from the Oval Office.
Well, Shivani, if you see, at this juncture, as you rightly mentioned, that Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Asim Munir did meet US President Donald Trump, and at this juncture, US is in talks with the with the Taliban regime in the Afghanistan for, getting the control of the Bagram Air Base. And, in that regard, to some extent, US at this juncture, the United States does require Pakistan for logistical help and other related help, because, the Bagram base is very close to the border of Afghanistan and Pakistan. And at this juncture, it also wants Pakistan, due to this Iran point, because Pakistan shares a long border with Iran, and at this juncture, for multiple reasons, US needs Pakistan. That is why Trump repeatedly is now meeting the Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Pak Army General Asim Munir at this juncture. Shivani.